everybody, so today we're going to be talking about some Nickelodeon games, specifically the new Nickelodeon Kart Racer game that had some leaks for it, and of course talking about Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, because it's been a while since I've discussed that game. Hugh Neutron got added to the game a couple of weeks ago, and I haven't talked about it at all since that happened. But first, let's talk about this Nickelodeon Kart Racing game. So a while back, there was a leak on Best Buy's website for a game called Nickelodeon Kart Racers 3 Slime Speedway, coming to Switch, PS4, and PS5, and Xbox. We got a picture of the game's box art cover too, and there was a description of the game on the website as well. It says, rebuilt and reimagined from the ground up, Nickelodeon Kart Racers returns, bigger and better than ever, featuring a fully voice-acted cast of over 40 iconic characters. Drift, slide, and boost your way to the finish line on tracks inspired by legendary Nickelodeon shows like SpongeBob SquarePants, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Avatar: The Last Airbender, and more. Fully voiced, so right from the start we're getting voice acting here. That really improved the experience playing Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl when they added it, so glad this game is getting it right from the get-go. And then they list a bunch of things. Voice acted includes a cast of over 40 characters. So again, wow, 40 characters, that's a good sized roster for a Nickelodeon game. The biggest I think we've ever seen. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl had 20 fighters at launch, and has 24 currently, with Rocco coming to make it 25 in the fall. So this is going to be like double what Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl had for its base roster. It then says new terrain, transform your cart or new bike into watercrafts to navigate new terrain. Having the carts transform into watercrafts and planes was present in the first Nickelodeon kart racing game, but was dropped from the second one, so it looks like that's making a return here. New levels of customization, pair Raphael with the Reptar Mobile, change paint jobs and parts, or dive into millions of other possible combinations. 90 crew members. Choose from 90 crew members to match your playstyle with unique special abilities. So, wow, 90 crew members. I don't know exactly what the extent of a crew member will be in this game, but with 40 playable characters, 40 playable racers, plus 90 other crew members, this game is going to have a significantly vaster array of Nickelodeon characters present than most Nickelodeon games have had. 36 different tracks, speed down intense, slime-filled alternate paths, both new and old, multiplayer, intense split-screen local and online multiplayer. Alright, so this game sounds pretty sweet to me. I'm a fan of Nick, and I especially like seeing character choices over crossover games like this. And with 40 playable characters and 90 crew members, this game is going to have a lot of characters. So there are two other Nickelodeon Kart Racer games that they did before. One simply titled Nickelodeon Kart Racers, and it had a sequel called Nickelodeon Kart Racers 2 Grand Prix. This one has the subtitle of Slime Speedway, and the 3 is some classic green Nickelodeon slime in the logo. So assumedly, especially from that description, slime is going to play a heavy role in this game in some way, supposedly with alternate slime-filled paths. The last game in this series had this roster of 30 characters. So just to get an idea of how many more this next game can add, here's 10 more spots to hit 40, which I think will give the game an opportunity to represent a lot of Nickelodeon stuff. Checking the game's Wikipedia page, here's the confirmed characters so far. SpongeBob, Patrick, Sandy, Tommy, Chucky, Angelica, Reptar, Arnold, Helga, Leo, Mikey, Don, Raph, Aang, Cora, Zim, Gur, Danny, Garfield, Odie, Jenny, Jimmy. Garfield, Odie, Jenny, and Jimmy were not in the last game, but Garfield, Jenny, and Hugh Neutron, instead of Jimmy Neutron, were all DLC for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. The Nick Kart Racers are from Game Mill Entertainment, just like Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. So repping Garfield, My Life as a Teenage Robot, and Jimmy Neutron again here may have drawn some influence from the Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl roster choices. The game is releasing on October 7th, so not too long of a wait to get this one, and that's almost exactly a year since the release of Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. Alright, so earlier this week the game had some screenshots that actually leaked, due to a Walmart listing going up early. These look really good. Honestly, the graphics here look much cleaner than I would have expected. So let's go over these images. First one here, we got Danny and Sandy racing in what looks like an Invader Zim themed stage, with Danny riding a Goddard cart. We have a pic of Chucky and Mikey on what looks like might be a Double Dare stage, and Chucky is in a Zim piggy cart. Here's Leo and Helga on bikes, with Odie in the back on some kind of SpongeBob looking track. We have Jimmy Neutron on some loop-de-loop, almost roller coaster looking stage. Purple slime everywhere, so this could be that slime the game's title's referring to. Some common new track alternative mechanic thing. Lots of stuff in the background of this one, so we'll come back to that in a second. Here's Jenny in the Reptar Mobile with Jimmy Neutron on some kind of tropical themed stage. A lot of stuff going on in this pic. First off, Jenny is wearing headphones, though she isn't wearing any on the artwork featured of her on the game's cover. So potentially alternate costumes for characters could be happening here. If you look closely, Jimmy's riding the Mauve Avenger. Great reference to that one racing episode of Hey Arnold. And Jimmy's wheels are Ace Savvy themed. That's from Loud House. Specifically, a superhero Lincoln Loud is a fan of. So although Lincoln isn't a confirmed character yet, he was in the last game, and with these wheels, I'd say he's pretty darn likely. Or at least some Loud House characters. The last game had 3 of them, so they'll probably get something for this game too. And if you look close at Jenny's cart, it has little Jimmy Neutron rockets on the back of it here. Pretty cool. Next up is this pic of Patrick, possibly a Camp Coral track. I haven't watched that show myself, but I've heard people saying this one might be from Camp Coral. And then having Patrick and Jenny both shown on the Reptar Mobile with different wheels and stuff going on with that cart, we get an idea of how mixing and matching racers and the customizable carts will go in this game. Finally, we have 2 pics of Sandy riding a boatmobile from SpongeBob on that tropical themed track. These appear to be pics taken just moments apart from each other during the same race. You can see someone in front of Sandy, and people were desperately trying to figure out who exactly that could be. Since this looks like it's the same exact race, again, the pics might just have been taken moments apart, this mystery racer is likely the same person in both of the pics. And in this pic, you can tell the mystery racer in front of Sandy is most likely Cora. That looks a lot like Cora to me, so I think that's who that racer is. Alright, so let's take a look at that Jimmy pic again, because there's a lot of characters in the background of this one. Out in front, we see Reptar, but it's purple Reptar. So likely, again, alternate costumes for racers are going to happen in this game, like with Jenny wearing those headphones. Then we have Danny Phantom, Zim, and what looks like April O'Neil, and then Donnie. April would be new to this game. She's not on the character lineup on the Wikipedia, but also she's a Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl character. So again, this roster could be pulling choices from Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl a bit. And she seems to be driving some kind of a red car. Rocco has driven a similar red car in past games, so potentially the cart could be his. And so Rocco is fairly likely to be in this game as well. Him and Heifer were both playable in the last game after all. As far as confirmed carts go, we have the Turtle Fan, Angelica's car, Goddard, TMNT Bike, Boatmobile, Reptar Wagon, the Mauve Avenger, Invader Zimpig, Jimmy's Rocket. Some of those were seen in the pics, and some of them are from the game's cover. Also on the game's cover is an Appa from Avatar-themed bike that Garfield's riding, and Aang appears to be in Helga's cart from that racing episode of Hey Arnold again. Alright, well that's basically everything for the new Nick Kart Racer. Excited to see who this fully voiced 40 character lineup consists of, and who the other 90 crew members are. Plus what other kart customizations and tracks are in this game. Seems like there will be a lot of Easter eggs and references from Nickelodeon stuff, and as a big Nickelodeon fan, I'm totally here for it. Can't wait to see more on this game soon, and to try this one out on October 7th. Alright, so now let's talk Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. So Hugh was added on the Friday right around EVO, and they held a Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl Special Creators Tournament with special guests. This even had live commentary provided by the voices of Hugh Neutron and Jimmy Neutron. Very cool. So now our game's roster currently looks like this with the addition of Hugh to the game's lineup. Hugh's alt costume has him wearing a duck hat like he did in the episode he goes to Burning Duck, and Hugh's attacks have tons of references to his character from the show. Lots of pies and duck-themed attacks, his motorcycle, the ventriloquist dummy Flippy, and even that time he sat on a banana and it changed his life. Hugh's stage is a floating pie in a dream universe of floating ducks and pies, everything Hugh loves. So his stage is not like his house or the candy bar, and does not feature any other Jimmy Neutron characters, which may leave the door open for adding Jimmy if more DLC does happen. Hugh also has a secret attack using his taunt button. He can perform a classic Chun-Li attack if it's done correctly. Really cool little random Easter egg to throw in there, shows the devs put a lot of heart and detail into Hugh. Data miners also discovered unused alternate taunts for some of the characters. One of these taunts is for Danny Phantom, and one of the other ones is for Jenny Wakeman. And Hugh Neutron also has an extra taunt in the game's files. So I don't know if these will ever get added. Maybe when Rocco comes out, they'll give everyone a second taunt or something. Or maybe these were just scrapped animations or taunt ideas that they decided not to use. Who knows for sure. Also in the game files, though, are a few special voice lines from Hugh shouting out to the fans online. Check this out.
Hugh Nation, I have arrived. Hello, Internet. I'm here. Thank you, Internet. I'm here and ready. Hugh Nation, let's brawl.
Very cool to see acknowledgement like that. The fans really did get Hugh in this game after all. I doubt he would be here otherwise. Alright, well that's everything for Hugh. Next up is our last DLC fighter from the Universe Pack, and the character is Rocco, who is due to release in the fall, so late September at the earliest for Rocco. Now the question remains, will we get more DLC fighters after Rocco? That's still unknown, and I think it likely hinges on how well the Universe Pack DLC is selling. But we still haven't heard a definitive no, so hope remains for more fighters coming to this game. And we got the most requested character, Jenny, as DLC already. On the new polls, after we've already seen the Universe Pack, when people were asked what characters they'd want after the ones that we know are coming, currently Hugh Neutron tops those polls. And like I said, Hugh's stage is just pies and ducks, so it doesn't include Jimmy as a background element. He's definitely still in the running if more fighters are happening. We also, of course, now know Jimmy is in the new Nickelodeon Kart Racing game, and he's fully voiced there. Plus, the voice actress for Hugh Neutron did commentary at the tournament a few weeks ago. And the official Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl Twitter follows her, and they follow all of the voice actors who did work for the game. So all that stuff makes Jimmy feel somewhat likely to me. But I also somehow doubt Jimmy would release alone as DLC. They'd likely have another pack, like the 3 characters, Jenny, Hugh, Rocco, Universe Pack that we got. In fact, why even call it a Universe Pack if the possibility of more packs wasn't on the table or something? Well, the next most popular fan-polled character after Hugh Neutron is Timmy Turner. However, Timmy may have negotiation issues involving the rights to distribute Fairly OddParents internationally. Nelvana, and not Nickelodeon, has the international rights to the show and characters. Well, Timmy just got added to Nickelodeon Extreme Tennis, which I believe can be played outside of North America. So with Timmy showing up in this tennis game, perhaps Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl will be allowed to use Timmy in their game as well. If we got a Jimmy Timmy Power Hour pack after Rocco, that would be the perfect next step to completing this game's roster, in my opinion. Also, Fairplay Labs put an ad out looking for a freelance 3D animation lead, implying they have more work to do animating things. Potentially, that could be for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. Also, Thaddeus Cruz said, Hugh was more or less done when Jenny dropped. So if Hugh was already done when Jenny dropped, and Rocco isn't out till the fall, there has certainly been time to work on other characters if they have the green light to do so. No idea if Rocco will end this game or not, but I think there's still hope that we might get some more fighters before all is said and done. But who knows for sure. Alright, and a few final interesting things. Some concept art for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl was shown off. Promo poster for hashtag Nickelodeon, hashtag All-Star Brawl. I designed and painted. This was prior to the game being created and was to create a buzz for the concept of the game amongst the studio executives. So just early concept art used to pitch the game, but really cool to get a look at it, especially because many of the characters shown here are not in the game yet. We have Angelica here, for example, when we got Reptar and none of the human Rugrat characters. And there's Crumb as the Ah Real Monsters character instead of Oblina, and we have Wanda as a Fairly OddParents rep, when Fairly OddParents isn't in the game at all yet. Same goes for Reggie Rocket, there's no Rocket Power reps in the game yet either. We have Hugh Neutron here, but of course so far we've gotten Hugh instead. And there's Jenny and Rocco, who were released as DLC. Again, this is concept art, and those characters didn't happen until DLC. What's especially funny to me, though, is the characters we have for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles here, Casey Jones and Raphael. In the final game, we got 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles characters, but Casey and Raphael didn't get picked as one of those 4 spots. Just kind of funny that happened that way. Anyway, this is cool concept art. Would love to see more DLC make this lineup more of a reality, or even a Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl sequel someday and add some of these characters into that game. Alright, and then there was supposedly some listing for an Ultimate Edition of Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl on some Australian ratings site. No idea if this is legit or what, but sadly, if an Ultimate Edition is coming out, my guess would be it would have all of the DLC included, which could mean the Universe Pack is all of the DLC for this game. And then an Ultimate Edition will come out that includes those DLC fighters. If there was more DLC planned, I'd assume they'd hold off on having an Ultimate Edition until all the DLC was out. But hey, who knows when this Ultimate Edition is actually going to release, if it's real. Maybe there is another pack of DLC fighters after Rocco, and then the Ultimate Edition would release much later on down the road. No idea, all very speculative what could happen with Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl after Rocco, but potentially an Ultimate Edition at some point. Speaking of Rocco, I'm very excited to get him in this game. He was my most wanted DLC character, and likely will be my new Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl main once he's out. Rocco is releasing at some point in the fall, so again, late September at the earliest. I'll definitely do a Rocco predictions video once we are closer to his release date in the fall and when we have a better idea of when exactly he'll be releasing. Got some cool predictions for him, so definitely check out that video in the future. All right, well, that's everything I want to talk about in today's video. If you have any thoughts or comments about any of the stuff we talked about, feel free to leave them below.
Remember to like the video, leave a comment in the section below, and subscribe to Papa Gino's.
Twitter, Patreon, Discord, Twitch.